And many miles away, in the palace of King Poseidon, ruler of the seven seas, the king's chancellor, called Chancellor, was hurrying through the long reeds hall. Old paintings of former kings and queens hung on the walls. Chancellor paid the paintings no mind. He'd seen them before, and right now he was being called by the king. Chancellor, Chancellor. The king expected his closest advisor to come running any time his ruler called for him. Chancellor pushed through the pair of double doors into a grady room where the king did whatever he could to look his very best. At this moment, Poseidon was sitting in front of a large mirror with the golden frame, admiring himself. "You sent for me, sire?" Chancellor asked, puffing a bit from running. Chancellor Poseidon said proudly, without taking eyes off his reflection. Wait a minute, where I said, "Look at me, 3,000 years old, and check out my skin, like a baby's butt. Ageless, sire, ageless. Ageless, sire, ageless." Chancellor agreed. "I owe it to my subjects to look fabulous, don't you think?" Poseidon asked. "There are other obligations, sire," Chancellor gently reminded him. Like ruling stuff, Poseidon ignored his comment. Time may take its toll on other kings, but not me," he smirked, "because I take care. I care about my appearance, and I take pains to maintain it." Then he noticed something in the mirror and leaned forward. "What is that, a wrinkle?" The king frantically snatched a small hand off the mirror in front of him to get a closer look. It is a wrinkle. Ah, I look like an old avocado that's been forgotten in the fridge. No, I'm ugly. Desperately searching for some skincare products," he wailed. Oh no, where is it? The crawly thing with the round shell eyes. Where is it?" Chancellor stepped toward King Poseidon and held out a tray. On his very scared sea snail. "Here you are, sire," he said. Your snail snatched the snail tray. "Oh, thank you." The mullah said, rejuvenating power 1,000 trials of it. "Meow," said the frightened snail. The king rubbed the snail's underbelly against his face, but the snail left no trail of slime. "It is empty," Poseidon cried. He shook his head. He shook the snail like a bottle. "Meow," the snail protested. "Take it away," the king commanded. The tigerfish rushed and took the snail away. She opened the tube and placed the snail inside. Thunk. The snail was sucked down the tube. The snail landed in the dark dungeon, looking around in horror. The creature saw it was filled with sickly, dried-out snails. Back up in the king's dressing room, Poseidon ordered. "Bring me another snail at once," Chancellor yelled to the tigerfish. From His Highness. The tigerfish ran in, whispered something in the Chancellor's ear, and handed him a tray with the shell on it. "Here you are, sire," said, holding the tray toward King. "You're a snail." "Thank you," Poseidon snapped impatiently. "That took too long." He grabbed the shell off the tray and held it to his face. "Yow!" he gulped as he pulled the shell away from his face, leaving a hermit crab pinching his cheek. "This isn't the snail. It's the hermit crab." He yanked the crab off a horn wrencher and the hermit crab accusingly before scurrying off. "I'm excited. People for less," Poseidon called about the crab. Chancellor decided to come clean. "Okay," he said, taking a deep breath. "Full disclosure, we're out of snails. In fact, the entire snail population has been depleted." King Poseidon looked puzzled by. He raised his trident, ready to deal harshly with whoever had depleted the snail population. Chancellor saw a tigerfish, a nervous look. They both knew it was King Poseidon himself, with a mania for using the snail slime as facial cream, who had wiped out all the snails. But Chancellor doubled the monarch and wanted to hear that. "By a fluke," Chancellor said. "A fluke," Poseidon said. "Yes," Chancellor affirmed, nodding his head. "A fish very much like a flounder, Grace." "I know what a fluke is," Poseidon roared. He tossed his trident aside. Chancellor, for the love of Hermes, my kingdom for a snail. He considered what he just said. No, half of my kingdom for a snail. Wait, no, a boon. I grant a boon to whoever shall bring me a snail. Chancellor pulled out a parchment and a quill pen. I draw up a decree, sire.